smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Super Cash and Go. More app for services endless. Download SuperGo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With SuperGo, your groceries comes to you. Partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. SuperGo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With SuperGo, your ride is comfortable, easy, and convenient. SuperGo is more than an app. It's a movement, moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
From boardroom to marketplaces, we bring to you stories shaping markets, driving enterprise, and influencing economic decisions. Welcome to Super Media Television Business Dailies. I am Herbert Naftali Bandawa. Here are the top headlines. The federal government unveils growth acceleration strategy to boost jobs investment in 2026. ECN DG commends Tinubu's energy reforms and calls for public support. The Nigerian investors net 32 trillion gains at stock market in 2025. The Budget Office defends credibility of Tax Reform Act amidst speculation. Now the news in full. The federal government of Nigeria has unveiled a major fiscal blueprint aimed at accelerating economic growth, mobilizing investment and creating more jobs this year. The strategy document indicated that the government will focus on key policies and priorities as the President Bola Tinubu's administration advances into the second waves of reforms, focused squarely on unleashing accelerated growth, productivity, and capital formation. The Minister of State for Finance, Dr. Doris Ozoka Anite, stated that the Ministry of Finance will be the anchor for comprehensive growth, acceleration, and investment mobilization strategy aimed at strengthening the microeconomic stability and positioning Nigeria as a premier destination for long-term foreign direct investment. The strategy prioritizes a stable and transparent economic environment with clear sectoral investment pathways and disciplined policy execution. The government plans to achieve a $1 trillion economy by 2036 by building an open, export-oriented economy and strong domestic aggregate demand. The key sectors to drive growth include energy, agribusinesses, manufacturing, houses, healthcare, digital services, and logistics. The government would also strengthen non-oil revenue performances to improve compliances and enhance transparency across federal agencies. The Director General of the Energy Commission of Nigeria, ECN, Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi, has praised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his energy reform under the Renewed Hope agenda. Abdullahi stated that the initiatives have positively impacted Nigerians and repositioned the country on the pathway of sustainable development. Abdullahi noted that President Tinubu's visionary Renewed Hope agenda aims to restore Nigeria's glory and a destination for local and international investors. He added that the president's commitment to ensure access to renewable and sustainable energy has led to the revival of the ECN. The ECN DG called on Nigerians to support President Tinubu to ensure the full implementation of energy reform, saying the president's leadership underscored the importance of clean energy and strategic reforms in building a resilient energy sector. He described the reform as a clear signal of Nigeria's global ambition in sustainable energy solution. Investors in Nigeria equity closed 2025 with a net capital gain of 32.13 trillion, marking Nigeria as one of the world's 5 best performing stock markets. The benchmark index, an all-share index ASI, ended the year at 155,613.3 points, with a full-year return of 51.19%. The Nigerian market outperformed several advanced and emerging markets, including the US, UK, Germany, France, and China. The Nigerian Exchange Group Managing Director, Temi Popula, attributed the rally to investors' confidence in the country's macroeconomic outlook and policy consistency. The market performance was driven by economic reform, improved market structure, and increased appetite. The enactment of the Investment and Security Act 2025 and removal of the Nigeria from the FAFT grey list also boosted investors' confidence. The Nigerian exchange aimed to sustain momentum and position Nigeria as a competitive hub for economic growth and development. The Budget Office of the Federation has defended the credibility of Nigeria's recently enacted Tax Reform Act, cautioning against governance by speculation and unverified claim. Following the allegations of alterations from passage, the office emphasized that the sanctity of the law is central to constitutional democracy and warned the democratic stability as it strengthened the unconfirmed claims. The Budget Office noted that the public finance depends heavily on trust in legality and clarity of fiscal laws, and welcomed National Assembly's decision to investigate the allegation. And it clarifies that the authenticity of the legislature is determined by certified legislative records and official publication processes, not by informal productions. The office proposed measures to restore confidence, including publication of verified reference text and clear explanation where discrepancies are alleged. It cautioned against allowing prudence to slip into inaction, emphasizing that proper implementation of the tax reform is necessary to reduce dependence on borrowing and inflationary finance. The Nigeria Revenue Service, NRS, has unveiled its institutional brand identity, marking a new era in revenue administration. The NRS replaces the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, following the signing of the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Act in 2025 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. NRS Executive Chairman Zak Adedeji stated that the logo represents a milestone in Nigeria's revenue administration framework, symbolizing a unified, efficient, and service-oriented revenue system aligned with the country's economic transformation agenda. The NRS is committed to transparency, partnership, and service excellence, aiming to strengthen its relationship with Nigerians to build on trust, clarity, and shared prosperity. The unveiling marks the beginning of the strengthened relationship between the Revenue Authority and the public. Nigeria has expressed readiness to consolidate with and deepen its comprehensive strategic performances, as well partnership with China in 2026. Nigeria General and Global Liaison of the Nigeria-China Strategic Partnership, Mr. Joseph Tegbe, stated that emphasis will be placed on cooperation, supporting Nigeria's development priorities, including economic diversification, infrastructure delivery, and human capital development. Tegbe expressed confidence that cooperation between both countries will mature with sustained engagement and shared commitment, while ensuring lasting outcome that advance common vision of the China-Nigeria community. The federal government has consistently upheld One China principles at the foundation of a diplomatic relationship with China. The partnership aimed to drive economic growth, technology transfer, long-term sustainability, aligning with Nigeria's development goals. The Nigerians look forward to continued collaboration with China in achieving mutual benefit and shared prosperity. The solid mineral sector is poised with significant growth, with revenue expected to double to 70 billion by driven reforms introduced by Minister Dele Alake. The sector has seen a triple-fold increase in revenue over the last 2 years, from 16 billion in 2023 to 38 billion in 2024. Alake's 7-point agenda has attracted credible investors, restores confidence, and revived interest in the sector. The minister As well, the ministry has revoked licenses held by non-performing operators, freed up space for serious investors, as well established a special mining marshals unit to curb illegal mining. Over 300 illegal miners have been apprehended, 98 sites recovered. The reform have attracted $1.5 billion in foreign direct investment, with lithium processing factories emerging and plans for a $400 million rare earth metals plant. The ministry also introduced cooperative federalism, allowing states to apply for mining licenses and operate as limited liability companies, yielding investment in several states. Nigeria is saving about 10 trillion annually following President Bola Tinubu's removal of fuel subsidy. Senator Solomon Adeola disclosed, said the policy eased fiscal pressure, eliminating a long-standing drain on public finances. Adeola stated that the previous regime benefited few Nigerians at the expense of a wider population. The senator cited projects like the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and Sokoto-Badagry Highway as example of infrastructure development using savings from subsidy removal. He noted that this project will stimulate long-term economic growth. As well, the removal has sparked debate, with critics citing increase in fuel prices, transportation costs, and inflation. However, Adeola argued that the administration is reinvesting savings into large-scale infrastructure projects, creating a new Nigeria. The presidency disclosed $7.5 billion annual savings from subsidy removal in the year 2024. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has prioritized banking system stability and tighter fintech regulation, inflation control, and payment infrastructure, as well as modernization as key pillars of its 2026 reform agenda. The CBN Governor, Olayemi Cardoso, emphasized strengthening banking supervision, improved governance, and refining inflation, while targeting framework to deliver durable price stability. The CBN aims to modernize payments infrastructure, deepen financial inclusion, and reduce transaction cost. Cardoso stressed innovation and must be balanced with effective regulations to prevent systemic risk, ensuring strong customer protection and financial integrity. The agenda suggests a focus on stability over short-term stimulus, with policies aimed at restoring trust in the financial system and anchoring long-term growth. The CBN project headline inflation to moderate 12.94% in 2026, citing improved supply conditions and stabilizing energy prices. Airtel Africa has purchased 40.93 billion shares at an average price of 152.24 pence per shares, valued at approximately 122.7 billion as part of its $100 million shares buyback programs. The telecoms group bought back 40,000 shares on December 31st, 2025, at the price ranging from 354 pence to 357 pence. The purchased shares will be cancelled, reducing Airtel Africa issued ordinary shares to 3.66 billion. This move aims to support per share metrics like earnings per share and reflect management's confidence in the company's cash generation capacity. Airtel Africa share price closed at 2,270 on January 2nd, 2026, with a market capitalization of 8.53 trillion. As analysts view the shares buyback at a commitment to shareholders' values, marking Airtel Africa as stock to watch in the year 2026. The Rivers State Executive Council has approved 1.85 trillion budget proposal for the year 2026 fiscal year, prioritizing completion of ongoing projects and funding critical sectors like infrastructure, health, and education. The budget will be presented to the Rivers State House of Assembly for approval. Governor Siminalayi Fubara's administration aims to boost economic activities, complete stealth project, and improve public service delivery. The budget allocates funds to agriculture, youth empowerment, culture, tourism, and ICT, focusing on welfare and growth. If approved, 1.85 trillion budget could drive growth and address unemployment, depending on government performances and fiscal discipline. The Rivers State government has previously signed a 1.1 trillion 2025 budget, emphasizing infrastructure and social sectors. The Nigerian Naira weakened slightly to 1,431 per dollar at the official foreign exchange market as of January 2nd, 2026, marking a mild pushback after a strong 2025 performance. This represents a 0.14% depreciation from 1,429 per dollar rate as of December 31st, 2025. The Naira has shown notable resilience towards the end of the 2025, trading at 1,445 per dollar on December 30th and 1,444 per dollar on December 29th, and currently at the close of 2025 with a 7.4% appreciation, supported by foreign exchange reform and improved price recovery. Market analysts attribute the slight dip to pent-up demand after the holidays. The Naira's performance will likely be influenced by the Central Bank of Nigerian policy, global oil prices, and foreign exchange inflows. If the forex supplies improves, the policy consistency is maintained. Analysts believe that the currency will have sustained stability. Nigeria ranks as Africa's fifth largest in airlines market as of with a total of 1,016 million scheduled passenger seats in December 2025, behind Egypt, South Africa, Morocco, and Ethiopia. The country's seat capacity declined to 3.7% year-on-year, with 1.20 million seats in December 2024. The decline was driven by a 7.5% drop in domestic seats to 850,420, one of the steepest decline among major African markets. With maintenance issue, limited MRO facilities, and financial constraint contributed to the contradiction. Despite the challenges, Nigeria maintained its ranking reflecting its air travel market size. Other African countries that shows growth are Morocco, with expanded 13%, Tanzania 20%, and Cape Verde show significant domestic growth. The Nigeria's removal from the AWG watch list may improve access to global leasing markets. The Sovereign Trust Insurance PLC has appointed Dr. Lucas A. Durojaye as the new Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, following Olaitan Sholanka's retirement after 27 years of service, which include 10 years as MD and CEO. Durojaye's appointment was approved by the Board of National Insurance Commission, NICOMS. As Durojaye is known as Dr. Lad, has 27 years of experience in insurance brokerage, underwriting, and risk management. He previously served as the General Manager and Head of Northern Area Operations with Sovereignty at Trust Insurance. The Chairman of the group, Abimbola Oguntunde, expressed confidence in the leadership change, citing the company's succession planning framework. Durojaye is expected to drive strategic objectives and sustain growth in the competitive insurance market. As the Nigerian stock market recorded transactions of 4.68 billion shares valued at 38.86 billion in deals as of Tuesday, reflecting a 219% increase in volume and 9% increase in value compared to the previous sessions. The Cornerstone's insurance dominated trading activity, accounting for 3.67 billion shares, with valued at 18.38 billion, with equity market sustains its positive momentum. As well, investors' portfolios gaining 411 billion. The market capitalization rose by 411 billion, or 0.46%, to close to 98.443 trillion, while the all-share index appreciated by 645.19 points, or 0.42%, to settle at 155,034 at the market break close positives, with 74 gainers against 24 losers, as Julius Berger's, Honeywell's, Flows, and Guinness Nigeria topped the gainers chart with 10% appreciation each. The year-to-date return advanced to 50.63%. The House of Representatives has released a certified true copies of 4 Tax Reform Act, including endorsement and accent page signed by the President Bola Tinubu. This follows a public concern and allegation of alteration and circulation of unauthorized version of the laws. The act includes the Nigerian Tax Act, Nigerian Tax Administration Act, National Revenue Service Establishment Act, and Joint Revenue Board Establishment Act. The release aims to address allegation by a lawmaker, Abdul Samad Dasuki, who claimed the gazetted tax laws do not reflect the version passed by the National Assembly. A 7-member committee was set up to probe the matter. The Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, reassured Nigerians of the National Assembly's commitment to transparency and accountability in their governance. The House affirmed the authenticity of the certified copies and advised the public to disregard any version. The certified acts are being circulated to members and made available to the public to ensure clarity and uniformity. The National Assembly will continue to strengthen internal controls and protect integrity of the Nigerian legislative process. The Nigeria's new tax reform are a significant attempt to reset the relationship between the state, citizens, businesses, and investors, aiming for sustainable growth and shared prosperity. The reform addressed the country's weak revenue mobilization, complex tax system, and macroeconomic imbalances, which threatened economic collapse in 2023. The reform introduced fairness, simplicity, growth-oriented policies, including tax harmonization, reduced compliance costs, and exemption on essential goods. The low-income earners and small businesses will benefit from higher exemptions, threshold, and zero-tolerant value-added tax on food, pharmaceuticals, and education. Several controversial taxes have been repealed or suspended. This reform aims to attract investment, deepen capital market, and support economic development, as well implementation challenges. But stakeholders' engagement, technology phases, and transition are expected to ensure consistency. And if successful, the reform can turn taxations into a tool for development and benefiting household, communities, as well as the general economy. This is all we have for you on Business Report for today. Thank you for watching Super Media Television Business Dailies. I am Herbert Naftali Bello. Wish you a productive year. Good afternoon.